Good evening, everyone, and welcome to WITA's annual dinner. My name is Ken Levinson, and I'm the Executive Director of WITA. I'd like to say a few words of welcome and thanks before we begin. Thank you. Tonight would not be possible without the amazing work done by the WITA staff, interns, and volunteers. I'd like to ask everyone to give them a big round of applause. Thank you. They put in tireless work at this and all our events, and a special shout out to my partner at WITA, Diego Inez, who makes Diego makes everything we do run smoothly and makes my job a pleasure. Thank you, Diego. Thanks too to the Ronald Reagan Building and International Trade Center for being such a gracious partner with WITA on this and all our signature events. We literally could not host this event without everything we do with the Reagan Building and their partnership. Thank you. Shh. Thank you. I will not recognize our amazing and active board by name, but you'll find all their names in your program, and I hope you'll all thank them for the dedication they take in making WITA such a success. Thank you all to my board members. We are also incredibly grateful to this evening's sponsors and all the donors who make the Trade Prom the it place to be for the trade community. Thank you all. And lastly, tonight's honorees and speakers, my old and dear friend Steve Clemens, Secretary Pritzker, Congressman Blumenauer, Congressman Reichert, and Chairman Brady, a previous honoree at this event and a longtime friend and supporter of WITA and its mission. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, and thanks to your amazing staffs as well. With that, I will turn over the podium to my friend and colleague, the President of WITA, Steve Lamar.
Thank you, Ken. And thank you all for coming to the 22nd Annual Washington International Trade Association and Foundation Annual Awards Dinner, or what we like to refer to as the Trade Prom. In fact, our Twitter hashtag for tonight's evening is Trade Prom. Now, if you have your smartphone out and you're trying to catch that Pikachu, I invite you instead to tweet about tonight's evening using the Trade Prom hashtag. This year, WITA marks its 34th anniversary, and the numbers show that this has been our busiest and most active year yet. You'll see a full list of our events in the program, but just to give you a sense of things, we had over 1,000 people attend our 9-part TPP series that included over 65 speakers, including at least one official from the administration at every event. Several of them are here tonight. We also added a new affiliate program, and this is really important if you're currently serving in Congress. It's called the Association of Former Congressional Trade Staff. This is important, guys, this joins our other affiliated programs, the Young Trade Professionals and the Association of USTR Alumni. These all reflect WITA's continual evolution, creating additional networking opportunities for those at all stages of their trade policy careers. You just heard from Ken. Let me give a special thanks to Ken. Ken Levinson's been our executive director for a year. I think he's done an amazing job. And Ken and Diego have been an unstoppable team, and I think if you just look back at the last year, you know we've done some great things. But that's not it. We're doing some great things in the future. We're hard at work on WITA's next big initiative, where we'll look at what's ahead for trade in the months and years to come. We look forward to working with all of you to help make sure the policymakers and the public have the facts they need to make the decisions about the future direction of trade and America in the world. Now, our honorees tonight really embody, I think, WITA's vision. These are individuals that come across from the political and policy spectrum and from across the world. They show that we can come together to debate, including right now, discuss, and advance international trade policy. As the world becomes even more interconnected, the need for serious, creative, productive discussions on trade will only intensify. At WITA, we intend to lead that discussion through balanced, engaging, and informative programming, both in person and online. Now, if I can just get your attention, I'm going to give some names of some people that we really need to honor tonight, who really made tonight's night special. Special thanks, I can do shh. Special thanks to Ted Ostel, the WITF Foundation President and Dinner Chair, Sarah Thorne, Bill Lane, and Ken Levinson, who are tonight's dinner committee, and the entire WITA and WTIF Foundation board. Now, special thanks also to our volunteer team, and in particular, WITA's interns. Let me read off their names. Charles DeFilippo from the University of Pittsburgh. Where are they? They're sitting here somewhere. Where are they? In the back? Somewhere? Maybe in the front here. I don't know. Destiny Hester from Temple University. Henry Levinson from the University of Edinburgh. Philip Ebner von Eschenbach from American University. And Lily Schultz from American University. And of course, thanks. Let's give a round of applause to all of our interns if we can. And again, thanks to our home at the Reagan Building, the Ronald Reagan Building International Trade Center, for this enduring partnership and for this amazing space. And as I mentioned before, thanks to Ken and Diego. It's now my pleasure to introduce our MC for the evening, back for a return engagement, Foundation Board Member Nicole Venable. Nicole? Thank you.
Well, good evening, everyone. How are you? So I've agreed to do this for a second year, but part of what the agreement is that you guys have to laugh when I make a few of my jokes. So I hope you're with me on this little adventure that we're going to go on. So as many of you know, this year is an election year. We had a lovely reception out front, and I hope you noticed that we sort of had a theme. And, you know, as many of us are politicos here in Washington, D.C., on a daily basis, we're bombarded with endless loop of ads and tweets and solicitations and pundit commentary. But don't forget, there are other things that people vote on this time of year. Perhaps many of you could hearken back with me to when you were in high school and you were a senior and you were voting on your high school superlatives. So I polled a few of our WITA colleagues, and I'm excited tonight because throughout the evening I'll be announcing the winners of this year's WITA Prom Superlatives. Yes, that's right. So I'm going to start with a little bit of an election theme that we have, and I'm going to kick this off. So I hope, again, you're going to go with me down this ride. We're going to start it off with the best hair. Best hair is going to go tonight to Donald Trump, but we're not really sure why he keeps covering up with that red hat. There was someone else in here with a red hat, and you know where you are, Mr. Disney. Bernie was a close second, noting that, you know, that just woke up look was hard to come by. I'm going to continue with best dressed. That goes to the pantsuit, of course. The most opinionated is going to the Chamber's blog because it's not afraid to make the most fact-based case for trade. You know, John Murphy, we're giving it up to you this year. Most likely to stay BFFs, we're going to give that to President Obama and Vice President Biden. The most talkative, we're actually giving that to Mr. Trump's Twitter handle. And for those of you that don't know, it's @TheRealDonaldTrump. Our teacher's pet this year is going to Chris Christie. The most feared is going to Elizabeth Warren because I or any of you would never want to get on her bad side. The most spirited is going to Bernie Sanders supporters because we all just want to bless those millennials. They're great, right? They're great. Most likely to have their own reality show again, we're actually going to give that to Sarah Palin because we think she's going to get another job in that regard. Most likely to get sent to the principal's office. This was a really hard one, and we actually came up with a tie, and that's going to go to either Bill Clinton or Hillary's email server. Yep. Most intelligent is going to Nate Silver's 538 blog. I don't know how many of you follow that. He's been a little off lately, but you know, he was right a couple of times. Best all around is going to Vice President Joe Biden. There you go. And finally, tonight for the first section of superlatives, our best political strategist. Now this one was really tough. But we think we're going to give it to Tyrion Lannister because he drinks and he knows things. That's something for some of you who watch Game of Thrones. So I told you have to kind of come with me on this little ride.